video or this video. I noticed the other day when I was fishing, I looked down at the deck and I was like, man, that's a lot of flukes down there. And I've been trying some different things with fluke sizes and techniques and whatnot, and recently just started throwing the Carolina rig and been throwing the fluke on the Carolina rig with some other baits like brush hogs and stuff like that. But I figured I would sit down and do a little video about the setups that I'm using with these flukes and what type of line and reel and whatnot like that, and start posting some videos with some of the combinations that I'm using, and just make a little bit of more content, and maybe I'll teach somebody on the way too. And I'm open for suggestions or anything like that in the comments. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and thumbs up it if you like this video at the end. But let's get to it. The first combination I'm gonna pick up is gonna be my go-to when it's tough fishing. It's like my confident bait. If I'm not getting any bites anytime, then I pick up this setup. And that is, right now I'm throwing just an old weightless fluke. I actually throw it on a Gamakatsu SuperLine hook. It's a little thicker hook than your typical EWG hook, and I do that solely for the weight of the hook, just to have a little bit more weight with this bait being so light. And I'm throwing this bait on typically 10 or 12 pound Red Label by Seaguar. Typically in the winter I'll throw it on a little lighter line. It gets a little harder bite sometimes, so I'll switch to a lighter line. But for the most part I do throw it on 12 pound. I'm just a little more confident with the little bigger line. You lose a little bit of the action, but I've never really not got any bites on it, so I haven't changed it to one size 100% of the time. And then the rod I throw this on is Garcia Venitas PLX Tournament Edition, and it's 7-foot medium action, medium fast action. And then I throw it on the Garcia Black Max. It's just a cheap budget reel from Walmart. I've had it for this reel for years and it still works. The rod is a little more expensive. It's not just a budget rod. It's like a base and high-end rod is what it is. They're I think $120 or $30, maybe $150. But I'll leave links in the description and everything. But this is a bait and rod and reel combo that I have extreme confidence in, especially when I'm not getting any bites. I mean, you can work it slow, work it fast, but it's definitely a bite magnet, this for me at least. So that's that combo. And then I've been playing around with, like I said, the size baits and stuff. And this is a Super Fluke or Mag Fluke on a Scrounger head. It's a Hog Farmer Scrounger head. I think it's 3/8 size. The weight's 3/8, and I think the hook size is a 5/0 hook. And then I'm throwing this on a Halo XD3 Pro, and it's a 7-foot 3-inch medium heavy moderate action rod. And then throwing it on the loose speed spool, 7.1 to 1 gear ratio, and The previous gear ratio on that other Black Max is a 6:4 to 1. If anybody's wondering, I forgot to say that, but I'll have all that stuff in the description. And this is a bait that I've just been recently messing around with, and gotten some big bites, broke off one. So I know it generates some bigger bites, but it also catches a small fish too. It was just one of the baits I had on the deck, so I figured I'd share my setup with it. And then the next one is something I just started throwing this year. The Carolina rig. This is the pre-rig from 6 cents. It came in one of the sacks that I got a month or so ago, and it's just this little piece right here in between my fingers, so you don't have to build a Carolina rig. And like I said, I've been throwing a lot of flukes lately. I've been going back and forth with just the regular fluke on the Carolina rig and then that Mag Fluke too. And I'm throwing this on the Fitzgerald Vursa rod, medium heavy, and this is a moderate bend too. And then the loose speed spool on this one too, 7.1 to 1 gear ratio. And then the line is, I think the line is 12 and maybe 17 pound Seaguar Red Label. Most of the line I throw is Red Label, exception for a few applications, and maybe you'll see that in a later video. Some of the other types of lines from Seaguar I use. But yeah, this is a new technique that I've been just started. I mean, when I got the pre-rig from the sack, I started throwing it, and I've had a few bites on it. It's a little different, trying to get used to using it, so there's a learning curve to it. I haven't caught a fish on it yet, so as soon as I do, I'll post it. But that was just one of the other ones that I was using the fluke on. And this is something that I learned when me and my buddy first started frog fishing. And one day we ran out of horny toads, and we're like, well shit, what can we put on there now? We had a bag of flukes, so we started throwing flukes on our frog setups. That's a Mag Fluke, but I also just throw the regular fluke. And it's just a little different presentation. I mean, sometimes I'll even throw like a Big Easy on there. I'll actually feed it down the hook to where the paddle tail's up, so it's a little more weedless, but that's, another video. But this is something that I'll just drag across the pads, and I'll let it fall in the holes, and then I'll pull it out of the holes, and just sometimes I want it fast, sometimes I want it slow. It's just something you got to figure out. But that was just another one of the ways that I was throwing the fluke that I'd seen laying on the deck the other day, so that brought me to this video. And if y'all throw a fluke a different way, leave it down in the comment. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, or if you do the same thing. And that's it for this video. Till the next one, thanks. And if you haven't, hit that subscribe button, and hit that like button if this video was something you like, or if you want to see more of it. But thanks again.